It started with a step followed by a trot. We learned to gallop. Then it got mechanical. At first, it was to survive. It was all about the destination, but that changed when the journey started to get fun. I'm Greg White. That's my buddy Julian Taylor. We've mastered travel by land, air, and sea. For us, it's not always about where you go. It's how you get there.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to It's How You Get There. I'm Greg White.
And I'm Julian Taylor.
And welcome to Lake Michigan and Hammond Marina.
What a sweet ride. This classic Mustang. Got to thank my boys from Volvo for hooking us up with this beautiful car.
Yeah, 1968 Mustang GT, 400 horsepower in a 390 motor.
Kumho tires on this thing. It was smooth as anything, and I could really feel the power as well.
All right, I bet you're wondering why we're here.
I haven't got a clue why we're here.
Exactly, and this one is going to be a bit of a surprise all the way through. Now, do you water ski?
Yeah, I'm a good water skier. I can mono. I can do some slalom stuff.
I want to take you out on Lake Michigan and do some water skiing with a very special boat. You're going to find out what's so special about that boat. Then we're going to get on an airplane, and I'm going to take you to Phoenix, Arizona, where we're going to do something with big motors.
Big motors, like trucks or something like that?
Let's just say this. The vehicle you're going to drive has a big Mercedes motor with a lot of torque. Then I'm going to take you someplace special and close to my heart. That's all about competition and very high speeds.
Competition, so we're racing, you and me. Oh, magic. I get a win this time.
I'm not saying we're racing. Got to relax, be open-minded, and this adventure is going to be spectacular. Let's get on the boat and let's get your water skiing.
Our adventure begins on the southern shores of Lake Michigan in Hammond, Indiana. This stunning body of water is shared by 4 states and is the only Great Lake located entirely in the U.S. Today, Julian will be water skiing while we test out a unique multi-purpose watercraft. Little does Julian know, there's more than one surprise in store for him today.
This is the special boat I was telling you about. It's the Sea Legs. What do you think?
So I turn up at the boat. There's something special about it, and I haven't got a clue what it is. What's so special about this boat?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We'll explain it all to you after you get out of the water. Just tell them about the boat.
Is this a blow-up boat?
It is. Full air, 25-foot, multi-use boat, 200 horsepower Yamaha on the back. Have you ever skied on Lake Michigan this time of year?
Of course he has, man. We need to ask him that question.
How come there's nobody else water skiing?
Because they knew you were coming and they said they wanted to clear the water so you can have some fun.
Okay. I just feel there's a taste in my mouth here. You guys are setting me up for something.
No, it's all good, man. Trust me, it's totally fine. I don't understand why you're stalling right now. We got a beautiful day, we got the boat, we got gas, and you've been bragging about what a great skier you are, so why don't you just jump in and get going?
You're driving though, yeah?
Definitely.
Okay, good. Get to Lake Michigan. There's nobody out on the lake. Greg's not suited up to get in the water. I'm concerned. Is there something out there that I need to know about?
I have never heard a screech like I heard when Julian Taylor hit the water. I mean, that was blood-curdling. Did we mention the water is 55 degrees?
I knew there was something going on. 55 degrees? It was bloomin' cold.
I have to give Julian some props, man. When he hit that water, he had the option to jump right out, but he stayed in the water, he stayed committed, he got those skis on, and he did it. There we go. Of course he goes one hand right away. And in typical manner, I gave Julian a rope. Oh, he's going for it! Oh, he's down! And he hung himself with it.
I never considered hypothermia until I got into the water. Greg's sitting there chatting away.
Hypothermia at 55.1 degrees, I mean, it's got to take, what, maybe 25 minutes? We were done in 23. Wasn't even close.
I am going to get you back one day for that.
Well, listen, now you know why I didn't want to get in and why I didn't bring a wetsuit, all right? 55 degrees, I knew it was a bit chilly.
Julian got a chance to get his blood flowing again during the trip back to the shore. Then it was time for him to find out what makes this boat such a versatile mode of transportation.
Hey, so, who's getting a trailer? Where are we going?
We're going to eat some food.
But we need a trailer. What's going on?
We don't need a trailer. We're good right here.
So we finished skiing, decided to get out the water. Then I realized that the boat's really barreling towards the side of Lake Michigan.
This is what makes this thing so special.
We're going to ground this any second now.
You didn't even see it, Julian, but we have a front wheel and back wheels. And all we got to do is just drive out of here, buddy.
Man, this is something else.
One thing that's really interesting to me is that when Julian got on the Sea Legs, you can clearly see that it's got wheels. Didn't even notice it. totally clueless, and we're cruising around Lake Michigan on a very capable boat, and he still has no idea what the surprise is. So we're heading towards the ramp. Julian's like, wait, where are you guys going? What are you doing? Like he thinks he knows what he's talking about, and then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, we just, whoop, wheels hit the ground, and we roll out. That dude was so surprised.
This is brilliant. You can go absolutely anywhere in it. You can go to your local pub for flip's sake.
Hence the name Sea Legs, my friend. Want some tacos?
Some tacos?
We're in,
All right.
man. Let's go to Taco John's right down the street. The reality is, as long as Julian's easy to trick, I'm gonna continue to trick him as much as I can.
Taco John's is known for great food, great service, great culture. We appreciate our guests, no matter what they're driving.
Julian, what do you want?
6-pack and a pound of potato olays, please.
6-pack and a pound of potato olays, please. What else?
Street taco, please.
Street tacos, meat and potato burrito.
What about some crunchy chicken?
You want crunchy chicken?
Yes, get some crunchy chicken.
Julian went ballistic on the drive-through order window. $63 worth of food is crazy for 3 guys. Hi.
I have never in my 26 years seen a boat car come through my drive-thru.
My coworkers are never gonna believe there's a boat in my drive-thru. You guys need to come in.
You guys have boat parking?
Out back or wherever you can fit this thing in.
Yeah, with Julian, it's always park out back, trust me.
I've learned what makes Taco John's special is our food. Our potato olays are world famous. If you're here, we're gonna serve you great.
$63 for 3 people. Have you ever had 3 people order $63 worth of food before?
He was in so much pain when he was paying. It was fantastic. I had a smile on my face.
To start the next leg of our journey, Julie and I hopped onto a plane to head to the Great American Southwest, where we're going to get into some vehicles that are uniquely engineered for the road.
All right, man, welcome to Phoenix, Arizona.
What are we doing in an RV dealership, Greg?
Well, there's a little surprise later on, but the reason we're here is because, dude, we're gonna be recreating in RVs.
RVs?
Yeah.
These things are slow as molasses. Where are we going to get an RV?
It's recreational vehicles, all right? It's about recreation. And there's no better thing for it. It's how you get there, because the experience of driving an RV is pretty incredible.
I have had no experience of RVs. I'm going to be 30 years too young for these things.
You and I are gonna do it in 2 different ways. Your home is attached to your seat. In this particular case, we're gonna put you in something called an RUV, a smaller version of a coach, but it has everything you need in there, okay? From a bed to a kitchen. It's 25 foot. It's based off of a Sprinter van, which you know, it's Mercedes technology.
All right.
Me, on the other hand, I'm actually gonna take a trailer and I'm gonna tow it behind a pickup truck. These are the perfect vehicles to get out in the middle of nowhere where we're going. There's no hotels. When you're done with this, you're not gonna worry about performance. You're not gonna worry about handling. Plus, with what we have going on, you're gonna need to slow the pace down a little bit, especially in the evening.
That sounds interesting, but it also sounds like you might be setting me up for something. I'm in Phoenix, and Greg said I had 2 surprises. Firstly, RVs. The next surprise is I'm going someplace with no hotels, no restaurants, no amenities, no utilities.
Yeah, I don't really understand Julian's trepidation about the RV market. Everybody loves to recreate in a vehicle, and Julian, man, if he just lets himself go, just enjoys it, he's really gonna have a good time.
Oh, wow. This thing's like a truck.
Yeah.
Like a bus.
That's exactly right.
The setup of this thing is really, really quite cool. It's neat. I have to say, it's got everything in it.
Julian being new to RVs, I mean, of course, the first questions coming out of his mouth are what's gonna be the horsepower, how's the handling, what's the performance? That's not what an RV is about, trust me, man. Once he lets go of the performance aspect and really gets into the recreating part of it, he'll enjoy it.
We'll start this trip in Phoenix and travel through some pristine desert along the I-10 West, headed towards the La Paz Valley. Our destination is the Quail Run RV Park in Quartzsite, Arizona. This should give Julian a taste of the RV lifestyle and a chance to meet some of the great people who have a passion for it.
There's no better way to see the United States than an RV, especially the people that you meet and the miles you put on the road. I know Julian's a little bit grumpy about the whole RV idea, but this trip's gonna fix all of that.
So, Julian, you've had
A few hours behind the wheel of the Compass. What do you think about RVing?
at least from a driving standpoint.
You know, it's actually starting to get a little bit better. I've got used to this thing, and it will do 80 miles an hour.
The Sprinter is a general model for Mercedes.
It's a very well-built machine, so far, so good.
I'll give you that.
So I've had a few hours in my Compass now. I can't give it a bad rap. It's got everything in it that I need. I can sleep, I can make a cup of tea, I can put my feet up, and it does over 80 miles an hour. It's fantastic.
We arrived in Quartzsite, Arizona, home of the Quail Run RV Park, where we planned to make camp for the night. Within minutes of arriving through the gate, we had already made a new friend. And in true RV community fashion, our helpful neighbor Brett gave us a warm welcome.
Thanks so much for helping us park. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Yeah. Do you guys need help setting up or anything?
Oh yeah, look at him. He's like a deer in the headlights,
supposed
man.
to
He needs
happen
help
now?
setting up.
It's simple. Here, let me show you.
Thank goodness for Brett, he knew exactly what was going on. The compass is perfect for me. 3 buttons, everything comes out, everything goes in.
Setting up any RV is pretty easy, especially with this new system. One touch for me, done.
The only thing left to do now, sit back and relax.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks for going to the store. That was well worth the effort.
You're welcome, man. Easy to do in that truck.
Gentlemen, how are you? Steve DeVal, your RV pal.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Welcome. I couldn't help but notice you guys pull in. You got the Outback, you got the 24 TX. For 2 guys who are newbies at this, they picked some unbelievable units. Greg learned all about the in-command one-touch Bluetooth system. Hooks that up on his phone. You can control your slide, you can control your lights, you can check all your tank levels. And even with Julian's unit, that compass, all you have to do is just hit a couple of buttons, put out your slide, you start up your generator, and you're good to go. So these guys have some high-tech pieces of machinery. All they have to do is take a minute to learn how it works.
I met a new gentleman called Steve. Very interesting character. He had a lot more information than I've ever realized was a part of the RV world.
You guys have a lot of fun. Nice to meet you. Enjoy your time out here. You're going to have a blast.
Thanks, man. All right, Steve. All Julian needed was just a couple of hours in an RV, get it parked, experience, relax life, and I think the dude's softening up a little bit.
When the sun goes down, it's time to turn the lights on in my RUV. The Grody light strips in the bedroom are convenient, hidden, and create a comfortable corner to read a book before bed.
Oh, I wonder if this thing's got the clapper. Oh, yeah, it does. Brilliant.
After a good night's rest, Julian and I set out on the road to a remote section of the La Paz Valley where we'll get into a bit of competition within the cones. I know Julian's gonna like this one.
So here's the surprise. We're at a racetrack and welcome to go-karts, man.
I love go-karts. You're like 1.5 inches off the floor and you're doing 55 to 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
This one has really got you written all over it because this is a Briggs & Stratton. It's the 206. It's a spec class, and it has a Walbro carburetor. You're familiar with Walbro, right?
Absolutely. They are the Intel of small engines.
They're almost on everything that you can possibly buy. Chainsaws, lawnmowers, and all kinds of good stuff.
Everything that you get, you don't realize it's got their product in it.
De facto standard of small engines. Matter of fact, they've produced almost 500 million carburetors in the company's lifetime. And with these particular carts, in the carburetor, the jet that they use, they're all standardized. About 9 horsepower, and it's a spec class, which means that it showcases talent. Which means, of course, because it's how you get there, you know, there's that start line, which we'll both be on, and then there's that finish line that I'll be on, and you'll be back there. I'm gonna slaughter you on this one.
No way.
What are you
Look
talking
at the
about?
size of the physical differences. With my skill set, you are buried, man.
Oh, you're pretty confident.
You're so heavy.
Oh, you're pretty confident. Okay, so let's put something on the line. So Mickey, who owns this track, he's got to get some work done. Whoever loses is going to have to get out and do some manual labor.
Are we talking construction?
Don't worry about what type of manual labor it is, all right? The question is, what kind of race do you want to do? Do you want to do just like outright lap time? Do you want to do a couple of laps? Like, how do you want to lose?
Best of 5 in time.
Best of 5 laps in time.
Yeah.
Hey, man, whatever you want.
Yeah, that sounds
And
good.
because I know you big whiner, you get to pick the cart, okay? So whatever cart you want, you can get it, because I don't want to hear any excuses about equipment. You had when you lose.
My jacket
So,
fits the green.
fine, you got the 40 cart. I'm gonna
All
get
right.
the 47. All right, so you good?
Great. I'm looking forward to this.
But I'm just worried about how you're gonna handle this manual labor.
I want to watch you do it. Perfect. I'm not in the construction game. I'm going to leave that to him because he's a big burly guy. He can do it. Go-kart racing is near and dear to my heart because it's where everybody starts before Formula One, and it's a huge sport in the UK. And I absolutely love go-kart racing. I really only see the way I'm going to lose is if I crash, I oversteer, and I lose momentum within a corner and he can come through. It's all about skill set and knowing what you're doing, so I'm bored.
To keep Julian quiet on this one about equipment, I let him pick the go-kart. That way I have no issues whatsoever. If he loses, that's on him. I wonder what excuse Julian's gonna use when he loses today. I couldn't get drive out of the corner. This thing wouldn't hook up. My line was blocked. I don't know. He'll make something up. It'll be clever, though. The go-kart track we were provided with is actually very straightforward. The thing about it is with a bigger guy like me, there's a couple really fast sweeping corners. The challenge is gonna be for me to keep my momentum up and keep the traction on the ground. So that's what I'm thinking about, race strategy. When the race got started, we were so close that my front wheel got stuck on his rear wheel and he wouldn't let me turn in. I would say no fault. No fault at all. Not his fault, not my fault.
Being as low as you are to the ground with these go-karts, with these real sticky tires, you can throw them into a corner. They're like glue, and as you go round, it's like you're on rails.
With the go-karts that we're riding in, the 206 engine, 9 horsepower, and of course the Walbro carburetors, it's all about momentum. So you've got to pick good lines to keep your momentum up. You don't want to get a corner too tight and have to brake if you're in there too quickly. It's all about carrying corner speed and keeping that throttle pinned as long as you can. One screw up in a corner in go-karting, especially on this track, could definitely cost me the race win, and I am not having that. Got to stay focused, got to stay mentally tough. Beat Julian, beat him down like a dog.
These go-karts are all identical, so it's about the superior skill set of the driver. You've got the slick tires that hold you very closely to the ground, and it's how you drive into that corner and then drive out, keeping the power high so that the momentum and the ratio around the corner is exactly as it should be with no slowing down. Even with Greg carrying that extra weight, so he's a bit slower, I was really shocked because when I kept turning around, he was still there. It was good driving from his point of view to be right on my tail because I was caning it.
It was a tough race, man. Julian gave me everything I could handle, but I saw just a little bit of bobble in the last corner on the last lap, and I was able to just hold my cart in there, get nice and tight. So it was quite a shock to see him so late in the race. But at the end of the day, even though he was still competitive, he still lost, which means I won.
It was competitive all the way through. All the laps, we were back and forwards, racing through. But when I got to that last corner, I just slightly oversteered, and I slid outwards, and he nipped me on the inside. So then we were head-to-head when we came through to the finish line. That was it. He got me by an inch.
You know, since I'm not used to Julian being so close to me all the time, and he was right there at the finish line, I had to grab the green flag and the checkered flag and do a big victory lap, man, because I got to rub it in. I got to keep the guy down. Julian was definitely showing the pain.
So he crossed the line just before me, and what does he have to do? Go and grab the checkered flag, go and grab the start flag, and then start taunting me. You know, I'm more motivated now than I've ever been before to take the next race because he keeps rubbing my face in it when I lose. So yes, I'm extremely motivated this time around.
Today we're in the Arizona desert and we're having a blast. We got RVs, we've got go-karts, and the best part is, I just beat Julian in a 5-lap race, fair and square.
You are so lucky.
Oh, dude, come on, man. I must get lucky a lot because I beat you all the time, you know? But look. I'm going to change your fortunes a little bit, okay?
All right.
I got one final race of the day. We're going to race a lawnmower versus a golf cart. They're both fuel injected and they're both Walbro products. Now, the Cub Cadet is actually the first consumer lawnmower made with fuel injection.
This comes with the E05 system from the OEM,
That's
correct?
It. Absolutely, 100%. You can actually just go down to the store and buy it with fuel injection. As for this vehicle, well, this is pretty unique because Walbro has put together a retrofit fuel injected system. It turns their golf cart into fuel injection, which of course means that you have all the benefits plus a little bit of extra horsepower. Just think what it'll do for your golf game.
It would actually probably
think about it, because the way you shank them on the golf course, you got to go over this side, over that side, driving around, you know, bunkers and stuff like that. Man, it's going to be great for you. It'll be perfect.
It'll save on my pocketbook, but then it comes to this. What's the race? What's the idea?
All right, so what I'm thinking about, okay, how about a drag race? We just go from A to B. I'm not even going to have any excuses. We're going to start at the same time. And unless you Julian this thing, I'm pretty sure you got this one in the bag.
All right, mate,
Ready?
let's do it.
All right, here you go. Good luck. Fuel injection means a little better performance, but you're also dealing with a closed system that can deal with ethanol. There's no choke to be had, and also you get better fuel efficiency. I've been beating up on Julian pretty bad lately, so I figured, I'll give him a little bit of something, throw him a little bit of a bone. There's no possible way Julian could... No, wait a second. I mean, there's always a way Julian can lose something, but this is about as foolproof as I can find.
Greg's giving me the golf cart, and he's got an electronic fuel-injected lawnmower. Who knows how efficient it is and how fast it is? In reality, he's probably giving me a gimme because the golf cart can't lose. It's got to be a lot faster than something that cuts the lawn.
All right, here we go.
3, 2,
1. When you drag race, you know, it's all about that reaction time, and I think I got the reaction time. I got a little bit of a wheelie, too, which was so cool. So I was leading for a good few feet, and then all of a sudden he came ripping by, and there was just no stopping the Julian freight train. All right, I'll see you later. Some people might say that this is a gimme. I would say it's more like a mulligan at this point.
So for the first 5 feet, Greg was winning. Did his wheelie off the line, which is going to happen when you drop a clutch that fast, and then that was it. Bye-bye. I was gone.
When it comes down to it, I guess I have to say something I've never said before, which is, congratulations, Julian, on your win. That's a tough pill to swallow, man.
So this is a win for Julian. I think I beat him by something like 15 lawns. It's about bloody time, too.
Man, that was some adventure, right? Tons of fun and beautiful scenics.
Oh, absolutely. Sea legs, Lake Michigan, a little bit on the chilly side. But then driving through Taco John's, a drive-through restaurant in a boat.
The looks on people's faces when we came through with a boat was unbelievable. That was so much fun. Then it was on an airplane to Phoenix and to RVs. Thor Industry gave us some killer stuff. You were like, what, RVs? I don't want to go in an RV, but we got you hooked up, didn't we?
I have to be honest, I was not sure on RVing at the beginning, but my compass has totally changed my mind. It was brilliant, loved it.
Yeah, and my 250 towing that Outback was perfect, man. And then you got to meet some RV people. How great was that?
Definitely interesting.
Steve really got in your heart, didn't he?
Steve was interesting.
Yeah, Steve was awesome, man. And that's the love, the relationships that you build with RV folks, man. It was great. Then we head further west to your big surprise.
That's right, the big surprise being Warbro and go-karts. Fast go-karts. I loved every minute of it. Fantastic. Low to the ground, really fast machines. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it even more because I won. And then I was kind of feeling generous, and we thought we'd get you into a race that you couldn't lose. And we decided a little drag race between a golf cart and a lawnmower. Fuel injected, though, but still.
I absolutely smoked you on the golf cart.
Yeah, because I was on a lawnmower. Now, both were fuel injected, of course, but yours had a little bit more on the top end, to say the least.
Oh, that electronic fuel-injected golf cart for Warbro felt like it was turbocharged the speed it went past you.
Yeah, everyone knew you were going to win that one. Congratulations, but it doesn't change the fact that I did beat you in the go-karts, which means you have to get to work because you promised my boy Mickey that you'd get to work in this racetrack. He's got a race tomorrow, dude, which means you got to work through the night and you got to pound out about 1,000 feet of racetrack.
What am I going to do? I don't get it.
What you want to do is just start this thing up and see how it works. You'll get the hang of it, man. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out.
And remember, it's not just about the destination, it's how you get there.
Good luck, buddy. Oh, boy.